It appears that things are not going well between Remy and Easy after the chaotic catastrophe that happened last year, and Papoose makes fun of her for cheating on him rather than showing sympathy. It appears like these two are going to have another major altercation, so hold on to your lace. It appears that we have finally discovered the real reason behind Remy Ma's outbursts regarding Papoose and Clarissa Shields' relationship, since the streets are now reporting that Easy the Black Captain is already cheating heavily. Figure this out. Even though you already know this, the way Papoose and Remy romance ended still seems ridiculous. When he attempted to smuggle a skeleton key to her and the authorities attempted to prevent him from seeing her, he was so in love with her that he risked going to jail himself to marry her while she was incarcerated. He wedded her over the phone because they were unable to get married in person due to limitations. I don't know what love is if that isn't it. They were married in a formal ceremony when she was released from prison. A blended family, Papoose had 3 children before their meeting, and she had 1 child before him. After Remy gave birth to their daughter in 2018, they all merged to form a single happy family. However, when Father's Day 2023 passed without Remy publicly praising her, people began to question their marriage, which ended because she would go out of her way to remind everyone of how strong their love was and how their family dynamic was unrivaled. The primary point of contention was that, in an attempt to wish himself a happy Father's Day, Papoose shared a family photo of himself and the children, but it omitted Remy and his other child from a prior relationship. He asked why Remy wasn't there in the comments section of the photo, which said, "Family is everything." On a day that ought to have been obvious for a meaningful homage, she remains utterly mute, leaving others to wonder what's going on. No one recognized how bad things had gotten until rumors started to surface that Remy had cheated on Easy the Block Captain, even though it was clear that something was amiss. The whole thing was so very solid, not only because Remy and Papoose always appeared to be together, but also because of the concern that Easy would go too far and go around with Remy behind Papoose's back. What's happening? You married a woman who was never genuinely and intensely in love with you. Where is Remy? Since they belonged to the same social circles, everyone was taken aback upon their reappearance. It goes without saying that Papoose was not happy about the treachery, but observers claimed that he and the bot captain, Easy, got into a heated argument at an industry event. Papoose attempted to downplay the confrontation on social media by writing, "You guys want anything horrible to happen to me so bad." Naturally, the hatred of men and women is the same, but before you talk, you should clarify the situation. He also expressed regret for the misinformation and inaccurate facts. Information in a different tweet. When I finally saw people smiling, I felt as though I would have met a terrible end. I am not worried by the rumors or false claims since I am who I am. Sincere men do actual things, he pleaded with Papoose to come out and rectify the record. I now tell FS that no one has friends since it is ridiculous to ask the young bullpup to explain what happened when he was bouncing on his wife. Keep your bull safe before I ruin him. I want to express my regret, Remy wrote on Twitter after the event. But what truly caught me off guard was Papoose's silence. He used to ride hard for Remy without question, and anyone who watched their relationship knows that he never shied away from defending her in any situation. He didn't intervene when others began spreading these stories about her cheating. Please quit telling Pap easy lies, as we failed to get 3 full rounds from every opponent I tried tonight. Let's meet up in August. Since the old Papoose, who was the type of man who gushed about Remy, would have been the first to put an end to it all by saying things like, "A man has to honor his queen. If she disagrees with something, he must take her perspective into consideration going forward. He cannot just totally disregard her point of view." It was, for a moment, completely out of character for him, and that alone made people assume that the rumors must be true. Happy life, happy wife. Defend Remy, people were certain that the allegations weren't just whispers, and when Remy and Easy faced Jay inside the Rattlebee, any last question was eliminated. I promise that as soon as Gotti touched the microphone, everything vanished. You already know that there are no restrictions if you're familiar with rap battles. That's exactly what bloodthirsty rappers like Gotti did. Rather than making fun of me, he set me on fire for being so easily disloyal to Papoose. Even though the drama had been spoken for a while, Gotti's remarks sort of made it clear that it was an open secret because he went on to tear her to pieces and accuse her of cheating on Papoose after being faithful to Remy for years. It's also incredible that Easy did nothing to deny the accusations, effectively accepting them. Every single one of your auxiliary components, Papoose made the decision to get married to Clarissa Shields, a new woman, immediately rather than publicly discussing the issue. I won't lie and admit that this was a little messy again, even though Clarissa and Remy were already known from her time in Remy's DMS prior to her relationship with Pep. However, Papoose and Easy also knew each other during the drama, so I guess it was a little tit for tat. Was over, there was a report that Papoose was forming a new relationship and had formally moved on. You would think Remy wouldn't have anything to say given her involvement in the controversy, but she isn't doing well at all. She has reportedly been acting wildly, hurling insults and leaking SP to demonstrate her resolve to fight it out, most likely because she doesn't want to wear Clarissa in that ring. Additionally, she has seemed to imply that she would be. Why is Remy, who is in a committed relationship with Easy, so worried about her ex-affairs while she is more than willing to fight if things don't work out for her? In other words, it is probably connected to the wonderful bond between Papoose and Clarissa. Clarissa recently declared her love for Papoose, saying she would accept his proposal if he ever asked her to marry him.
I believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like in certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how you feel, you come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you're dealing with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing? And that's where I come in. She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. It's not even I like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be eating fucking hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports. I just never could do it.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past. And how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There we go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, I want to keep him all to myself.
Without hesitation, Papoose displayed them, indicating that she had objects and sentiments in return. Interview 91/98. Remy, who has been attempting to destroy her connection with Clarissa for a while now, is clearly annoyed by this. She disclosed her connection, for instance, and tried to prove that Papo didn't truly like Clarissa and was just using her by showing him texts that Clarissa had written to him. You accept responsibility. You are the one who is married, the passages say. If you can't be with me in person, at least sleep with me on the phone. Telling me that you made it home safely or that you dozed off in the Sprinter shouldn't be a huge concern. Has taken an unexpected turn. There are tales that Remy clowned Papoose while he was writing, and that Papoose fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa when he was sleeping at Remy's place. The worst thing, though, is this: Pat refuses to leave. This man was supposedly a world champion boxer, yet he hung up the phone in fear as soon as Clarissa's voice reached him. Third, it seems that Isa was never as interested in P as she wanted others to believe. The truth is even more stunning now that everything is coming to light. But hold on, Remy is revealing that Clarissa has been. She even begged Papoose to put an end to the narrative, but he said it was best to keep quiet. That's what kind of response. He then said, I would never have asterisks for you because you're ugly, but don't worry, I see everything now, and soon the world will too because you think you're so tough. This was a direct attack. The good asterisk, meanwhile, Clarissa and the so-called publicity team have been spreading false material nonstop to portray Papoose as the world's blessing and Remy negatively. After finishing the lies, she says she's okay but not happy. She said, I'm just tired of talking while you don't listen, and I don't want to cause you any more stress than you already are. She won't say much more than to request gifts, though, because this is the MC drop time. I love flowers and I really need some alone time. But just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger, Papoose claps back at Remy after a little silence, saying, "I'm tripping and I don't know how to feel. Right now, I'm simply lying here feeling foolish." Next BM, he queries the jugular Remy is a narcissist, as much as I hate to admit it. She chose to continually cheat on me, and now that I'm over it, she's playing the victim. It gets even worse because she would rather utilize her social media influence than handle things like an adult, despite my repeated requests for a divorce. Messier Papoose, the BL captain, responded to the reports that Remy had cheated on him with his friend Easy by claiming that Remy was out doing inappropriate things when he was spending Christmas with his daughter. Remy is accused of being spiteful and fabricating lies now that Papoose has moved on. In the climactic turn of events, Papa asserts that his daughter was eager to fabricate the story of the legendary altercation, claiming that Iaz's handshake and subsequent backstabbing were the reasons he knocked Easy out rather than Remy. You know what? Pap didn't even return a single blow. Now does that even matter? Everyone saw Easy in the fetal position the last time they saw him. She still contacts me begging me to lie, but I won't lie and say I didn't knock the jump out. After all this upheaval, Remy's 4 days with her weren't enough. "I can't believe this 45-year-old woman is acting like a clown in that behavior," Clarissa said. "Rice Southeast is back with me, but I'm not your enemy. You're 29, so you're not aging like wine, but I'm not 45 yet. Your boyfriend didn't answer his phone because he was with this C-girl this week, not the one who said Papoose was cheating on Clarissa, but you told him to buy you some flowers and presents." Clarissa disclosed that Remy had falsified the text, and she filed a charge that you were sending fraudulent SMS. It's crazy. While bullying is something you can do, I'm not a traitor. She didn't accuse you of being resentful and furious and of making yourself look foolish in order to provoke Remy into a fight. Simply put, stop it. Matt Clarissa Shields is ready to finally settle the issue on February 2. Clarissa even stated in an interview that she would fight Remy for $1. But how much would it really cost?
Or just let down. How much money would it take for you to jump the ring? Just let it out. What? Your actual telephone?
These two are obviously bitter rivals, but a few weeks ago, Easy the block captain, Remy's lover, claimed that other men were jealous of him because he had stolen Remy.
Because y'all just mad that it happened. I kept it $1. I'm like, yo, hey, listen. If it was that easy for me to go, what would it be?
There's a bunch of don't like me for no reason. And I gotta excuse me. I got stuck.
But in the end, he admitted that they were dating after even forcing Remy to proclaim her love for him during a rap battle.
To go and press this shit one time. Since y'all want to be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? See, right there, that's your front line.
You would assume that he and Remy would be inseparable, but insiders claim that he has been cheating on Remy since they first started dating and has been skulking around with other women for a while. She has been cheating on Papa and Clarissa because he only told her about his escapades a few weeks ago. Everything appears to be the same if you look at the chronology. It turns out that she attempted to expose Papa and Clarissa's romance in order to break it off. Papoose went so far as to say that Remy had been avoiding signing the divorce documents. Now that we know why, it's obvious that they were flirting with one another despite Remy's dubious behavior. But should we be surprised? Let's face it, Remy is currently losing. In the words of the saying, you lose them how you get them. He is already cheating on her because that is his reputation. Please let me know your thoughts on this perplexing matter. Was Papoose only looking for revenge, or had he truly fallen in love with Clarissa? Please remember to watch the next video and leave a comment below.